If you can see this right now and you don't like me and you have ill feelings about me, I need you to click the X up in the right up there. Click that X up there. Go to Google and type, "I need therapy," or "How can I find God?" Because this 35 or 35 minute video, you're gonna waste all of this time when you could be working on yourself. Because there's absolutely no reason to keep tabs on somebody that you dislike. So.
Working on the weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes.
Titties for me. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Lisa here. If you're new, welcome, hello. And if you're not new and you're an OG Lisa Turtle, Life with Lisa gang, hey, welcome back. So, today there really isn't a theme for this video. I told you guys, if you watch my vlogs and you follow me on the socials, I did say, and I took a poll, whether or not you would like kind of like a midweek upload, maybe a chit chat video or makeup or something. So a lot of you said yes. So this is me keeping good on my word. So we're just gonna chit chat, and I just made some food. So I made chicken tacos, and that's a little bit of, I was trying to make like Puerto Rican rice, but I realized that I have none of the ingredients. I went to the store and everything before I came home from work, so that was my bad. But I'm gonna still eat it because I just seasoned it up with some, like I had a chicken bouillon cube and some seasonings and stuff, so it's good. But yeah, let me take a bite. So today's Tuesday. You'll be seeing this on Wednesday. That's either really good or I'm starving. The first thing I kind of want to touch on is, and I mentioned this on my Instagram story today. So just for backstory, I would say in the last, even a year almost, on my social media, I don't get a lot of hate anymore. I used to back in the day. Oh, sidebar, I apologize for any background noise you may hear. I know that, let me turn my fireplace off actually, because this mic sometimes has a tendency to pick up on everything. And I hope I'm focused. If it's like defocusing and stuff, I apologize. I won't be able to tell until I edit it. So if you're seeing this, we're good. Because I don't know, that thing, it's been acting up. Look how long my hair is. Oh my God, this is so chaotic. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I don't get a lot of hate anymore. When I first entered, I don't even want to say when I first entered the social media scene. I want to say when the social media scene started to really pop off in general. Like when there was just a lot of people online and it was new for everyone. I got a lot of hate. I was, still big at the time, so still navigating that. I was losing weight, but it was still a matter of my appearance, wasn't easily accepted by people, right? And I got a lot of hate based off how I look. I understand now, and I'm so thankful for growth. I understand now where that type of behavior comes from. That being said, every once in a while, somebody tries me, right? So I posted a funny, kind of satire-ish, shady TikTok and Instagram reel. I post the same on every social. So if you see a TikTok, it's on my Instagram reels, it's on Facebook reels, it's on YouTube shorts. It's that same, I post them all together. I work, I have a job. Social media is not my job yet, right? So I'm at work today and I come home, and I'm allowed to have my phone at work. Like, come on, we're adults, it's 2024. But, I'm not like actively responding to comments or like posting things, whatever. Unless I'm on my lunch, like if it's a work day and you see me posting something, I'm probably on a break. So what I'll do is, as I get comments on something that I post, if I can't reply right away, I at least heart it. So, you know, I feel like, because when that happens to me, I'm like, oh, they saw my comment, cute, you know. I just want to acknowledge to you that I saw your comment and I like it, you know. And if it's a question or something, I will respond when I have a moment to do so. The people that follow me know that. I'm very active in the comments. I'm very, you know, interactive with my audience. I love chit-chatting and sharing, you know, positive messages back and forth, keying with y'all. That's my favorite thing to do, you know? So I got a comment. She was like, what's your lip combo with the heart, you know, emoji, heart eyes emoji? So I liked it, just like I liked the 35 other comments on that video. Like. Thank you. That's how I'm hoping it comes across. I see your comment and I'm grateful for it. Thank you, right? So I get home from work today and I go back, back on my Instagram, whatever, and I'm checking my notifications, and she has now responded to her own comment saying, let me read it to you. She said, so are you just gonna like the comment and gatekeep? LOL. So it's Marwana said that. And normally, I don't want to say normally, because there's been times where I definitely reciprocate energy, especially online. But sometimes it's just not even like when I tell you I just block. I was on the Shade Room's comments and somebody replied to me and I just didn't want her to, I said, please stop adding me. Like, I'm not trying to have a conversation with you. She did it again and I blocked her. I'm like, girl, please. Like, I do that a lot. I don't even let people respond back to me. Block. So, but this one I had time for, okay? Because first of all, what you're not gonna do is try to dictate or micromanage my time. Just because I didn't reply to you immediately after you added me on my own post doesn't mean you're being ignored. I have 43,000 followers. And I'm not saying I get 43,000 comments, because I don't, but I get a lot of comments. I do. Especially on that video, that it's going up. Like, every time I look at it, it's got more views. That means more comments, more likes. So I replied to her. I said, I like it, meaning her comment. I liked it to acknowledge that I saw it, babe. I get hundreds of comments. But now I am gonna gatekeep and I'm gonna block you. I sent her the face. So the reason I'm telling you that is, firstly, social media is not for the faint of heart. Being a content creator, putting yourself out there, letting it all hang out basically it's hard. Not everybody understands it. I feel like it's very black and white. You either get it or you don't. And the ones that don't, if they have any type of insecurity or feelings of inadequacy when it comes to their own life and the journey that they're on and the path that they're on, they hate you. Well, they hate themselves, but you know what I mean? Like, they don't like seeing people being authentic. They don't like people doing what they can't do. So they hate on you. As much as I've battled with insecurity and jealousy even when it comes to other women, none of my negative thoughts ever actually came out of my mouth. And now that's me acknowledging that I've had the negative thoughts. I've looked at a woman and been like, not now, but big Lisa, insecure Lisa, yeah, for sure. You know, so, but at the same time, it wasn't like I wanted her to do bad or I was wishing bad on her, right? A lot of the times, it had more to do with the man I had in my life and how he made me feel like I was in a constant state of competition with women he would never have a chance with. So an insecure woman, when she feels like she's being challenged by another woman, is going to be mad at the other woman about that instead of the man pitting them together. You know what I mean? Pitting them against each other, I mean. Like, the man's in the middle and each woman on either side, and he's, fight. It's him. It's neither of y'all. Like, when you find out your man's cheating, why are you fighting her? Fight him. You know, that type of energy. So, you know, I understand that now as a grown woman, as a more secure woman, you know, a more confident woman. I understand where that type of shit comes from. So that's why I'm able to just brush it off. I'm like, girl, you insecure. Go to therapy. Go pray. I don't got time for that. Block. I know that people project. I know that. I've experienced it. I've projected. I understand it. So, you know, all of that kind of together is like, what I'm telling you is like, if you have any desire to create content, or, excuse me, even if you don't want to put yourself necessarily in front of the camera, you have a product you want to promote, or you have a business or whatever. And, you know, social media, as much as people try to deny it, it can get you paid. It can get you the reach that you're looking for to connect you to people that are going to pay you money for whatever it is you're offering, you know, because they need to know that you exist. They have to discover you. That could be why you're not making or doing as well as you think. Nobody knows you exist. You gotta put yourself out there. It's like billboards, except it's on your phone, it's on your computer, it's on the TV, you know. So people are gonna hate because they hate themselves. That's my point. Like, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing too much. You're not doing too little. You're doing you. And that's that. And they hate that because they hate themselves. They absolutely don't want to see you win because they've never won. Or maybe they have won and they haven't acknowledged that in their lives. Or it wasn't a win that in the way that they wanted, so they're not giving themselves the credit for it because they're not secure enough to do so. They don't understand that, you know? Back in the day, I would let one comment shut me all the way down. Girl, when I tell you, yeah, I would be ready to not, I would stop posting. Like, times that I would go ghost on social media, it's because my feelings were hurt. I was feeling insecure. I'd hide posts, I'd delete posts. You know, I've had my own family attack me over my social media presence. Exes, you know, my baby father. And now these are, you want to talk about a group of insecure motherfuckers? Them, boop, right there. All of them. Because why is me knowing myself and why and being confident in that a threat to you? Why does that bother you so much? Because you tolerated me when I didn't tolerate myself. You wanted me to stay down. And now that I'm up and I've surpassed you, you're mad. I'm encouraging you to do what you want to do. And this is it. What we know to be true in 2024 is people gonna talk regardless. They talk about people doing good things. They talk about people doing bad things. They talk about people doing nothing. They talk about people doing themselves. They talk, like, it doesn't matter. They are going to talk about you, especially when you're doing the right thing. Please believe me. So, if you're a makeup artist or you're a nail tech or whatever your passion is, and you see people like myself struggling with, you know, haters and all of this, don't let that discourage you. Because I was hated on when I was fat, I lose the fucking weight, and I'm still hated on. If that's not a perfect example of that for you, I don't know what else is. Like, now I'm more physically appealing to y'all, and y'all still mad? What? The math ain't mathin'. So something else I wanted to talk about, and I kind of touched on this in one of my vlogs, and I'm pretty sure I got emotional when I was talking about it. And forgive me if I get emotional now, because I am like 3 days away from my period, so it's getting thick. I want to talk about manifestation and the power of words and the power of your thoughts. And I've never always been a believer, haven't always been a believer in this, because I wasn't aware that it was a thing. I didn't know that that's something I can tap into. But I did it, right? Like, the example that I'm going to give you that I talked about in this previous vlog is who you see right now. I 100% manifested this. I didn't know I was doing it. And, you know, I have a friend online that she says that it's more than manifestation. It's like a little more powerful than that. I don't know about that, but I do know, I know that I'm gifted in a way that I am powerful in a sense that like I do make things happen for myself. I do what I say I'm gonna do. So whether that's, you know, a higher power or if it's just, you know, good old manifestation and putting good out and getting good back. But something I used to do a lot, it was daydream. You know, I grew up in an area where I was the only black girl, and then I was fat, and then I was also a Jehovah's Witness. So not only was I excluded in the sense that like there were no other black people or Latinas that I could, aside from my cousins, that I could, you know, make friends with or relate to. I also wasn't allowed to go to any birthday parties or, you know, holiday parties in class. I got shuffled out and I had to sit in the library by myself, which is why I love books now. I read the whole fucking library. You know, do their birthday every damn month when you're in elementary school. Everybody got a birthday. I had to go sit by myself. Or with the other Jehovah's Witness schedule, there was like 2 of them, and I'm not trying to talk to them. So I spent a lot of time in here, you know. I spent a lot of time alone with my own thoughts. And I can remember certain details about my life. I can remember certain things. Like I can always remember the houses that I've lived in. I don't know what that means, but I remember like I could, or like my high school. I could go to my high school right now, like as long as they haven't remodeled it, and literally walk to my locker. I could walk to science class or the gym. Like I know exactly, and I know the layouts of my old houses. We lived in 3 houses growing up. The first one was for like 10 or 11 years. Then we moved, was it 10 years? Yeah, roughly. And then we moved to another house. We were there for a very, very, very long time. And then the 3rd house that we lived in, I didn't live in because I was already an adult pretty much. So I stayed there after like I had to move back home. And that's where my parents live still right now. So the first house that we lived in was the house where we moved to immediately after leaving New Jersey and coming to Pennsylvania. We lived with my dad's brother for a while in PA, but it was out in the country. I remember that house too. That's crazy. But that wasn't our house. Like when we moved to our house, my parents owned it. And I remember the layout. I remember my bedroom. I remember where my bed was. It was up against the wall. There was a window, and I used to lay in that bed on my back with my Walkman and my headphones on, my CD disc player, and I would listen to music. I would listen to, Brandy was my favorite growing up. She's still one of my faves, but I listened to her like crazy. Monica, all the R&B girlies, you know, because R&B was it, you know, and talking about the early, you know, to mid 90s, you know, 95, 96 type of thing. SWV, you know, I listened to all of that. And, you know, music can be very powerful. The words, the lyrics, the sounds, the musical arrangements, everything, the way they make, you know, it can bring a lot out of you. And I love music. Like one of my favorite things is to just put my headphones on and space out, you know? And that probably comes from when I used to do it as a little girl. So, you know, I love music. There's a small part of me that always felt like I could sing or wanted to sing. I find people who have pretty voices to be like, they're like superheroes to me. Like it's amazing when someone can open their mouth and it sounds good like that. It's crazy. And I always would imagine myself like singing or, you know, performing a song and whatever, and like wowing everyone. And I know that this comes from, you know, a lack of validation and confirmation from my family. You know, I didn't feel adequate. I didn't feel good enough to them. I was always making my mom mad. She was always frustrated with me over something. Nobody was ever proud of me for just being me, you know? So I would picture myself doing these grandiose things and everybody's happy for me and, oh, Lisa, we're so proud of you, you know? One of those things was singing. So I would imagine myself on the stage with the mic. I wanna be down with my dream. Like I would think that was me, you know. So along with that, the person that I pictured in my mind wasn't the fat, chubby little girl that was laying in the bed with the headphones on. It wasn't her. It was this person that you see. And I can't say that I saw my face or I saw everything, like how I'm looking at, like what you see right now. I didn't see details. But what I knew in my mind, the person that I saw, number one, she wasn't fat. She wasn't. And, everything in my life revolved around my weight. Everything. And that's something that I didn't want to do to myself, but it was like inevitable because nobody around me could just not acknowledge that I was fat. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I remember my cousin's twin boys being like, "You're fat." She was like, "Oh, don't say that." And I'm just like, I've been literally teased to the point of not wanting to go to school anymore, to the point of wanting to kill myself. I've written suicide notes multiple times as a young girl. I've wanted to run away. I tried to run away. As soon as I hit 18, I did run away. Which not technically run away, because you grown. According to the world, you grown, so. But I couldn't be acknowledged. I couldn't be, confirmed by anybody without them bringing up the fact that I was fat as well. "Oh, Lisa, you're so pretty for a big girl," or she's so big, but she's pretty. And she's so nice. So because I'm fat, I'm not supposed to be pretty, or I'm not supposed to be a nice person or a good person. So, that was hard to navigate, and I internalized a lot of that. All of it, actually. All of it. All of it. So, everything in my life revolved around trying to lose weight, along with my fantasies, That's all I ever thought about. It was also another, in my mind, another way to make the people around me proud of me. "Oh, Lisa lost the weight. She looks so good." That's all I wanted to hear, So I would lay there, listen to this music, picture myself, picture myself, picture myself. And not just singing and performing. I would picture myself traveling, because I lived in this shitty little town with all these white people that didn't understand me, that would call me the N-word. I didn't like going to the church with my parents. They didn't understand me. I always wanted to leave. I always wanted to run away. Always. And when you're a kid, you don't really know that the world exists. You don't know what, except for what's around you and what you see every day, So it's like once I started understanding that there are other states, there's other countries, there's other, places that I can go to, I'm like, I want to experience that. I don't want to stay here with these cows and these Amish people and people burning a cross in my backyard and shit. Why would I want to be here? Why are y'all here, So I would picture myself traveling. I would picture myself, this confident, beautiful, just bad bitch, basically, before bad bitch was a term. A lot of it was molded after my mother as well. I really, really admired my mother. My mother's beautiful, especially when she was when I was a little girl, and she was in her later 30s, early 40s. My mom was bad, period. We couldn't go nowhere. Nowhere with sis, nowhere. And so I'm looking at her like, well, I'm trying to be like that, My mom put anything on, body hitting, hair right, makeup right, nails long, just everything. And I'll be like, damn, I want that. Damn, I want to feel like that, Then I have my younger sister who has she can eat whatever she wanted. I literally watch her stuffing her face with Oreos, and to the point where she's sick, she's throwing up, chunks of Oreo all over the place, eating candy and gummy bears, never gains a pound. Nobody else in my family was fat but me. So yeah, of course I wanted to get small. I wanted to be normal like the rest of y'all. Normal, So I say that I manifested myself because that's all I focused my thoughts on. And that's what manifestation is. Manifestation is moving and acting in a way like you already have it. It's already yours. It's envisioning what you think is impossible, but in reality is 100% possible, because I'm living proof of it. It may have taken me, 15 years, 20, You know, because I had surgery 10 years ago and I'm 38, so I was 28. So you gotta think I was fat all the way up until then. I'd lost weight here and there, you know, on and off, yo-yo dieting, but nothing stuck, obviously, because the day I laid on that table to have surgery, I was 358 pounds. I will never forget seeing that number. Never. Because I hadn't weighed myself in a long time before that, and I was like, oh, that's higher than I thought it was. Damn. Like, you know, so it's real. Whether it's, you know, you believe it or not, like your mind is powerful and you can have anything you want. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, if you can see it in your mind, it's possible. You can do it. I didn't believe it. I understand that now, you know, when I was younger and, you know, even to my early 20s and having these different, you know, interactions with men and like, I don't like the word promiscuous because I don't think that's a thing. Like, you can do what you want and that doesn't make you any, like, I wasn't trying to, you know, always give these men my body, but like, I didn't know better and I didn't know that men will completely play a role to get in between them legs. I was never taught that. I was never taught to protect myself from men in that way. Never. Not in a productive, you know, way that I would retain that information and utilize it in my life. No, it was more of a scare tactic, you know? That's the type of parenting that I experienced was scaring you to keep you from doing stuff. Not telling you why it's not good for you or explaining to you how to avoid it. They would just scare me about it, you know, like, but there was never a time where I had a conversation with my mother about men, about sex, about my body developing and me wanting and desiring sex and how that's normal for a 14 or 15-year-old girl to have, you know, for her vagina to be wet randomly in the middle of the night or to have an orgasm in your sleep. I didn't know that shit was normal. You know, I didn't know, all I knew about my period was my mom would say, I don't ever want to see it. Don't let me smell you. And you better clean yourself up. Like, there was never like, oh, this is what's going to happen. And even when I was trying to get pregnant and I was going through all these hormonal changes, she was not at all any type of guidance. She didn't even know. I'm like, is there endometriosis? Like, what's going on? Because I'm having these troubled pregnancies. Like, I had 3 miscarriages. Like, I need to know my history. Like, how are we as women, you know? That all plays a factor. Your mother and her, you know, reproductive system and issues, if she had any issues, if she was prone to cysts or, you know, cancer even or whatever, like that is you. Like, you are your mother's DNA and she is her mother's, you know? Like, don't they say like the baby, if you have a girl, her eggs are developed or developing when she's in the womb. So your little baby has fallopian tubes and eggs and all of that. Like, that's crazy, you know? So I just was never taught these things about my body. It was never normalized to me. And that makes me so mad for myself because it's like I isolated myself, or I was isolated in all of that. You know, I would, you know, I would be in the bed touching myself and stuff, and it felt good. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that, you know, that's something normal that people do. I didn't understand it. But I was reprimanded for it. You know, I was ostracized for it. It was like the biggest fucking deal ever. And it's like, now that I'm almost 40, I'm like, man, that shit was light work. Light work compared to what I could have been doing at 14 and 15 and 16 years old. You know? And that's not to take away from the stress and drama that I might have brought to my parents. I'm not even trying to not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But it's like, knowledge is power. Knowledge is confidence. When you know better, you do better. How am I supposed to do the right thing when I don't know what the fuck that is? Like, so I spend a lot of time just alone with my own thoughts, just figuring shit out on my own and realizing what I like and what I don't like. And even though I wasn't ever secure enough to verbalize that, Because in the moments that I would try to get that type of stuff out, I would write it down. I remember having a journal, having a little diary. Back in the day, they had a little, you know, with the little lock on it, you had the little baby key, and, you know. My mom would read my shit. Like, I had absolutely no privacy. I would be in my own room, in my own world, doing my own thing, and she's watching me. And then laughing or making me feel uncomfortable for dancing and being feminine and being a girl, being a little, you know, like, and it makes me sad for her because it's like, what did you go through? Like, what happened to you that you know what I mean? You didn't even allow me to flourish and develop into this. It's like all of that was taken from me. And it's like I'm now feeling like that confident little girl who doesn't give a shit. And she's just doing her. That's how I feel now, you know? Like with the bed, I sat and boo-hooed over that bed. I've always wanted a canopy bed. Like, I'm making my own little girl dreams come true just by doing all the things that I thought I would never do. Number one being lose the fucking weight, you know? So manifestation is real, and it's strong. It's kind of crazy, like, because I never, ever, ever, ever thought that it would actually happen. And even after I had the surgery, it's like, and I kind of touched on this in my last vlog, like what happened after me having surgery completely caught me off guard. It was not the life that I had lived after that. That's not at all what I had in the cards for myself. I did not anticipate losing my husband over it, losing friends over it, losing people that I thought I would have in my life forever. These people, all of a sudden I became a threat to them. All of a sudden, the confidence that I didn't have for years and years and years, and all of those years I was okay for you. You were good seeing me that way. Now I've come to the other side where I'm like, hold on. I'm kind of pretty. My body look pretty good. I'm smart. I know shit. I'm independent. I'm capable. Now you don't like me as much. So I took a step to save my own life. So it's almost like when I was fat and internally sick, right? Because having all of these, you know, this fat in my body surrounding my organs, and it's not good. Mentally, I'm not good. But that's when everybody was okay with me. Sounds like a you problem. So I would say right now, knowing what I know, knowing how powerful my mind is, knowing how powerful my words are, I have to be more intentional with how I manifest. But at the same time, it has this like, it has me in this kind of like constant state of, I don't want to say excitement, but I just feel this like buzz. Like I'm like, if I was able to unknowingly manifest becoming this person physically, right? Imagine what I could do now that I know it's possible. You know, knowing what I know now. Imagine all of these times that, and I still do this, where I put my headphones on and I picture myself doing something or experiencing something or doing, you know? So I don't want to tell y'all all my secrets because, you know, there are monitoring spirits, and, you know, as much as I do trust y'all because I, you know, y'all are my tribe, not everybody that watches me is for me, and I understand that. But I just want you to know that what you see happen in the future, yeah, intentional. I know it's coming, for sure. It's coming. And you can do it as well. Like, let me be a testimony to you. Let me be an example. I still have this skin. I have this bodysuit on. That's what I look like. It's not even the worst part. It's really my lower body, which scares me because I don't feel like a tummy tuck or a lower body lift is going to be enough. And I don't want to be scarred up or whatever, but like I'm preparing myself to have multiple rounds, and it's gonna take a while for me to get to, you know, the dream body that I envision myself. Okay, we're back. My battery died. Backup battery was charged though, and the other one is charging. So yeah, manifestation is real, and if you want to talk more about that and you want to like really get into it, we can do that, because it's a topic that I really love talking about, and I find it very fascinating that, you know, a lot of us, including myself, are just now getting hip to it, you know, and it's like, damn, I could have been making things happen. But in reality, I have. It isn't just all about the weight loss. There's a lot of instances in my life where I'm like, oh, I made this happen for myself. Like, cool. I love that for me. Another thing I'm really trying to get a handle on is my eating habits. I talked about this in my vlog as well, but like, just eating better for myself, cooking myself meals, you know, like I deserve to eat good food, and I work really hard, and I want to, you know, like enjoy food again. Like I don't want to eat to survive, which is what I was doing before. Like I have the time to cook for myself now. I have the means to cook for myself. I can use my, you know, I can use me cooking for myself to get myself where I'm trying to get to, because that's content. The way my brain works, everything is content. Everything I do, every environment I'm in is an opportunity for content. A cooking video, a get ready with me, a spend the day with me, anything, grocery shopping, like all of that as a content creator is an opportunity to get me more engagement, to get me more, you know, more opportunity for me to be on your FYP, more opportunity for brands to see me. Because that's what I'm trying to happen. I want a brand to get wind of this. Like, baby, you need me on the team. I promise you, I'm going to do right by you. I don't know, guys. I just feel like, you know, slowly but surely, things are going to happen. And, you know, there was a time in my life where I didn't feel this way. I didn't feel, you know, I was very negative. I was very Debbie Downer. Nothing felt hopeful to me. Everything was doomsday, and that had a lot to do with what I've experienced and the people that I've allowed in my life, and even allowing them to pour insecurity onto me and doubt and lack. You know, I remember one of the biggest arguments I ever got into with my mother was low-key about traveling. Like, I just didn't understand why she wanted to stay in this little stupid ass town when there's so much world and so many places you could be. And even if it was, my whole point was like, that's cool for you because that's you, sis, but I'm not you, you know? So, okay, you could stay here. If you're happy, you're content, I understand that. I get the benefits of living in a small town. As much shit as I talk about it, it's safer. You get, you know, you get more bang for your buck, you know, property-wise. You can get a bigger house with land, and it's cheaper than living in a city because there's less people, you know, per, you know, population-wise or whatever. I get it. You know, she's older than me. She ain't not trying to be in no hustle. I get it. But I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to be here. And why are you mad at me for that? Why do you dislike me because I don't want to stay in this town where I don't got no friends, nobody looks like me. I don't want to be here, and I don't have to. I'm a whole fucking adult. I can do what I want. Like, her trying to still dictate my life at 25, 27, 30 years old. Like, you're insane. You had your chance, baby. Like, that's crazy. So what I know to be true is I'm trying right now, you know? I am really giving it my all, and little by little it's paying off. Things are coming around for me, and you know, I'm it's a tough place to be in because I'm excited about what I know is coming, and I'm excited about the future and just learning more and growing more. And I just graduated from therapy. I graduated. I'm not done, but I'm taking a little break. I've made a lot of progress, a lot. So I needed to come in here so I could finish this and, you know, do a quick little outro because this is what I mean about content creating. This is what I mean. Like, you can't predict this type of shit. Like, it's just not for the faint of heart. Like, now I have to stop recording because my mic is gonna pick up on that music, and that's annoying as fuck. Like, why do you have to play it that fucking loud, you know? When you're in the, this is barely 1,000 square foot fucking apartment. How loud do you need your fucking music? I feel bad for her neighbors that live under her. They gotta be going crazy because I know I would be livid. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching this, and let me know what type of topics you would like to chit chat about next time, because I would love to hear your ideas, and if there's something specific, or if you want like advice, or you know, someone reached out to me and asked me about advice on how to stand on business when it comes to, you know, a toxic relationship or someone that you shouldn't be with. And if that's something you want to talk about, we could talk about it. Because I've left every nigga that I've had. Left them. Never went back. Yeah. So it wasn't easy, of course. But, you know, I'm glad I did it. I'm proud of myself because that was what needed to be done. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you on Sunday for the vlog.
Say my day's a number, but I keep waking up. No, you see my text, baby, please say something.